Welcome back, folks. Sheepdog Smokey here again. And there's something that, if you're on YouTube, a lot of the big movie, TV, comic book channels are doing right now. And that's, the let's all watch this series of movies together and talk about it. It's not a bad idea, not a bad thing at all, because it does allow people to have some social interaction when it's not that easy to do right now. Several of them are rewatching the entirety of the MCU. Some include S.H.I.E.L.D., some don't. Most of them are just doing the movies, but they're watching them to find new Easter eggs. They're watching them to find new foreshadowings. A big one was that in Captain America First Avenger, on the Archangel ship, I think it was called Archangel, I don't know, on the big plane at the end, Red Skull says, "I've seen the future, Captain. There are no flags." And quite directly, that foreshadows Cap just after Civil War. No American flag iconography on his uniform. But something else got me thinking, because I will go back and I will play any number of movies while working or reading or doing anything, cooking, because I've seen them so many times. I could quote them. There are movies I've seen so many times that I could watch them in Mandarin and know exactly what's going on just by watching, because I've seen it that many times. But one of them that sticks out right now is Captain America Civil War. You see, in Civil War, we see a setup for a massive change for the Avengers. You see, prior to that, you had Iron Man. It was really all. Thor showed up once in a while, leveled a town in New Mexico, and then left. War Machine was around in Iron Man 2 and 3, but then you get the Avengers with all of them. You then get Avengers Age of Ultron and Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and you see these just epic battles at the end. And then in Civil War, after an incident in Lagos where they are there to stop Crossbones, or Brock or Rumlow, don't know his first name. I was going to say Frank Grillo, but that's the actor. Crossbones is there after basically having the Triskelion dropped on him in Winter Soldier to steal a biological weapon. And they stop him. Sadly, in stopping a blast from a suicide bomb he had on him, it still kills people, but not near as many as it could have. And the UN decides that they're going to bring the Avengers to heel under their control. There's only one time prior to this in the MCU that you could even remotely say it was the Avengers' fault. That would be Age of Ultron. It was really Tony's fault, Bruce as well, but it was the Avengers' fault for not stopping him. Because Tony, in his hubris, creates a sentient AI and gives it a body, and that AI decides that humans are the problem. So they have to stop him, and it levels the city. New York was not the Avengers. It was actually S.H.I.E.L.D. under the direction of the World Security Council, I would think a version of the UN. Winter Soldier was not the Avengers, was not Cap. It was Hydra, who attacked, and Cap had to stop them, or millions would have been dead and the world subjugated. Sokovia, yeah, okay, I can kind of see that one. They should have stopped Tony. But when they weren't willing to basically beat their friend into submission, it was stop him here and accept the toll, or the world dies. And it's a common theme across superhero movies. It's been parodied in TV shows where you have an insurance company that bills the superheroes in increments, so they have a fund ready to rebuild Gotham or Metropolis or wherever after they have to fight off aliens or whatnot. In Civil War, no, it was actually in Age of Ultron. You get the little joke, how fast can we buy this building? But then you have the Stark Relief Foundation. Tony has literally created a foundation to help rebuild if something happens. But the UN is not happy. And that always brings up a question in my mind that is never addressed correctly in these plots. If, let's just say, a power rose, Red Skull, Baron Zemo, Thanos, and the UN decided, no, the death toll would be too great fighting them. We're going to send in the military to do it quietly. When the military fails and millions are dead, or there's $1 billion in property damage, you know that there are people who are going to say the Avengers should have just stopped it. It's quite literally catch-22. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Civil War plays out very much in that mean. You have Tony, Rhodey, Vision, who signed the Sokovia Accords, basically agreeing, we're just going to sit here until you tell us we can go save the day. You have Clint, you have, well, Tasha's really on her own, Maximoff, Cap, Bucky, Sam. They decide, no, we're not. Cap knows that in this scenario, Bucky is not the bad guy. Even though it is proven that Zemo killed someone to brainwash Bucky to destroy the Avengers from within, Secretary Ross doesn't care. His response is very much, you should have just sat back and accepted letting someone die who had no reason to die. He's very much of the mindset that Cap should have just sat back, retired, let his friend, who was innocent of any part in what started the whole thing, just let him die. Because he couldn't tell T'Challa not to go kill him. Now, as with all of these movies, it resolves itself cleanly by the next movie with, Rhodey tells Ross basically to go jump off a cliff, and the Avengers still save the day when it's threatened again, and everyone ignores that the government basically told people who could make a difference, nope, sit here until we tell you it's okay. And you just know when it would be okay. When it would be okay would be 20 minutes until detonation of a 20 megaton nuke. Or Thanos has got all of the stones and he's ready to snap, go stop him. They're unwilling to accept that anyone but their glorified group of bean counters and idiots can ever decide when it's right to save the day. It's literally let the house burn until it's unsavable and then blame the firefighters who didn't step in and save the day when they were told not to. It's let the gangs ravage LA and then blame the cops who were told don't go into Watts, don't go into South Central. It's let these warlords rape and pillage and kill all over this continent, then blame the U.S. for not going in and stopping them when the UN told them not to. It's insanity is what it is. It only ever really plays out on that scale in the movies, I know. But it's a mindset that many in government today have, that only they are qualified to make any decision at all. We're seeing it today with only Congress can decide when to open the economy. And if you listen to the people screaming the loudest, only the House Democrats may decide when to open it. And you just know that decision would be when we have taken all houses of Congress and the White House, when we've taken all three of the places we want. Then you may go back to work and earn the money and be taxed at whatever level we tell you. It is a mindset that needs to be eradicated. People who believe that way should never be in government office. They should be on failing networks like CNN, rambling on TV to an ever-shrinking audience, hawking their books to each other, and living in their little bubble, thinking they're doing amazing things as we point and laugh. It's just not going to happen anytime soon, I think. But let me know what you think. As always, remember to be civil. Yes, I've gone on a bit of a geek rant here talking about comic book stuff, but the questions that they pose are still questions that are very relevant. So I want to know what you think. But remember, we're here to debate and discuss, not insult, scream, and argue. As always, please remember to like and share the video to expand the conversation and grow the channel. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're part of the channel and the giveaway at 500, 1,000, and 1,500 subscribers. Until next time, everyone, stay safe, smart, and healthy. Be careful, and everyone have a wonderful day.